Hi everyone, welcome back and thanks for watching this video today. I'm going to be doing an update on my late start to a project pan. So I chose 5 items that I'm going to be trying to use up by the end of this year, 2022. And I posted that video just about 2 weeks ago, so it hasn't been quite a full month of use, but I wanted to get on the right track and do an update at the beginning of every month going forward. So I figured I would just go ahead and do the update today, even though it's about a week and a half short of what the usage would normally be. But let's just jump in, and if you want to see where I am at in using up some of these products, then let's get started. Okay, so the first item that I'm trying to pan by the end of the year is the Fenty Beauty foundation stick that I have in the shade Bamboo. I have used this pretty much every single day since the introduction of the project. You can see there's really not that much left in general, but it is kind of a stiffer foundation stick, so I feel like not a ton of product is coming off when I'm putting it on my face. So I think I can still use this up by the end of the year. I just think it's going to take a little longer than I thought because the product isn't as like emollient. So it's just taking a little longer to use. But you can see on this sheet, I kind of drew a little line. So the top line is where I started, and then that's where I am after about 2 weeks of use. So there's at least some visible progress. It's just going to be slow going, but I still think I can use it up before the end of the year. So the next face product that I'm trying to get through and completely use up is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. My packaging is like totally destroyed, but I had repressed this bronzer at a certain point, so this is what it's looking like since my last update. There's quite a bit of pan going on in there, but there's still enough around the edges for me to be able to get enough on my brush to do what I need on my face. But eventually I am going to, once it gets too thin around the edges, I'll probably just repress it more in the center and work from there. But I definitely feel like progress is moving faster on this as I get towards the end of the product. So I definitely think I can use this up by the end of the year, and I'm excited to keep going on it. The next face product is my Hourglass Lighting Palette. This, I'm working on 2 of the shades in here. This shiny, the shimmery bronzer shade, and this, I think this is Dim Light. I can never remember if this is Dim Light or Radiant Light. I think it might be Dim Light. But as you can see, there's definitely, you can see the waffle pan a lot in this and in this. I haven't used this one as much lately. It's kind of hard to figure out how to use. I've kind of been setting under my eyes and around my eyes a little bit with it, but I just don't use a lot of product when I do that. And the bronzer, I just kind of sweep all over my face, kind of at the end as like a finishing. But I still think, even though this is kind of slow going, even though there's a lot of pan already, I still think I could get through both of these by the end of the year. So the final, I guess it's the final face product I'm trying to get through is the Jelly Pop, or the e.l.f. Jelly Pop blush. And this, it's going to be hard to measure or like see a visual of my usage on it so far. I do feel like, you know, you can definitely see some space forming at the top of the jar to where the product is, so that's encouraging. But I do think this is going to take longer than I anticipated. It is quite, what's the word? I don't want to say potent. That's like for skincare. It's quite, there's a lot of color payoff and like shininess. It's very, like radiant when I put it on, which isn't always the look I'm going for. Like I don't always want all of my blush to have a lot of shimmer in it and be very reflective. I do have an office job, so I need to be considerate of that. So I feel like I probably I'm not using like as much of the product at one time as maybe others would, because I'm kind of trying to tone it down a little bit. So what I've been doing is putting this first on my cheeks, then kind of setting with my translucent powder that I'm using right now to kind of tone down some of the shimmeriness. And then sometimes I will go over it with a powder blush as well. But I don't know, I'm still gonna use this until the end of the year and then see where I'm at. Initially, I thought it was gonna be super easy to get through by the end of December, but I'm not so sure anymore. But I'm just gonna keep working on it and see where I end up. So the final product I'm working on in my 2022 project pan is this e.l.f. lip liner in Dusty Rose. This already had quite a bit of use on it the first time that I did my introduction. So you can see there's still really not that much left, but I have been using this every single day. It's what I'm wearing today. I lined my lips and kind of filled in a little bit of the outer corners and then put a lipstick in the middle to kind of do like a gradient. And you can see again on this paper, I have the lip over here. So the top line is where I started and the next line is where I'm at today. So a decent bit of use for just a few weeks. So I definitely think I'm gonna get through this before the end of the year, well before the end of the year. But yeah, so that is my update so far for my 2022 project pan. I feel like I'm making good progress on the majority of the products that I've chosen, while some others may end up being a little bit of a challenge. But that is why I started this, and I've been enjoying all of these products and getting use out of them. And hopefully I will use all of them up by the end of the year. And I will do another check-in at the beginning of next month. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.